And hello and welcome everybody to the Stakin podcast. My name is the Ray, and this episode will be really, really good. I can promise you that. It's gonna be around event planning and event organizing. And for that, I'm sitting down with Yuri from Frens Validator. Uh, these guys, he and other guys assembled together Cosmoverse, which for me was the best event of the year, hands down. And now we're gonna hear his insights on the whole process and maybe some tips for people that want to also start creating events on their local communities. Right? So how you doing, Yuri? Thank you for joining, sir.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm doing great, and yeah, I already like your background with the Cosmoverse badge in the background. So I don't know if people can see that, but pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that is one of many souvenirs that I got from the event. This hat as well,
Yeah.
and many T-shirts. It was. We're gonna get into that in a few seconds. So Yuri, for the people in the audience, I'm pretty sure people will know you, but I'm sure others won't know you. If you can quickly go over yourself and what you do before getting started.
Yeah. So again, I'm Yuri. I'm from Frens Validator and also the co-founder of Cosmoverse. And yeah, I started my crypto journey in 2019 in the bear market. Nothing much except in the Ethereum ecosystem was going on. Yeah, and at some point I've met Michael. I believe like many of you guys know CryptoCito. We randomly met, like we realized, oh, there's a German doing crypto stuff, and Fabian and I, my co-founder, we had like a media company back then, and we saw, oh, German friends, and let's do something together. And yeah, then he dragged us, so to say, into the Cosmos ecosystem, which was pretty cool. Yeah, and long story short, we moved together to Lisbon because a lot of crypto people, like from all over, from Europe, moved also to Lisbon, and because there was so much going on crypto-wise, there was also the blockchain week taking place in 2021 with ETH Lisbon, ListCon, NearCon, Breakpoint, Solar Breakpoint, and there was also the huge conference called Web Summit. So a lot of things were going on, but there was nothing for Cosmos. And yeah, then we decided to change that. We thought about doing something small for like half a day or something. But yeah, then the demand was getting so big, and a lot of cosmonauts, well-known cosmonauts like Sunny Agrawal supported us and said, "Hey, go big, we support you." And yeah, all of a sudden, Cosmoverse turned into a 750 people event for 2 days in a very nice hotel, and it was like so much fun. And also like for us that we have decided, okay, let's do this like on an annual basis. And yeah, the next year Cosmoverse took off in Medellin. But the cool thing was actually also, this is also how Friends got started at Cosmoverse 2021. This is where we met like our business partners to kick off Friends. So Friends was also born at Cosmoverse, and this is how we somewhat ended up in the Cosmos.
Wow, man, really, really crazy. What a crazy journey. I remember me just getting started in the Cosmos ecosystem, and Cosmoverse Lisbon was about to happen, and I wanted to go, but I didn't have like enough resources, crypto knowledge, experience, whatever you call it, like to go, and also visa processes and stuff. But I remember me saying like I will go there next year, and it was crazy to actually go to Cosmoverse 2022. So if I got it correctly, the first event, Cosmoverse Lisbon, it was something that you planned really quickly. You got together and decided to do an event, and then you did that. How how that change in doing Cosmoverse 2022? I mean, did you have to plan with more time in advance since you were making it bigger? Walk me through that, please.
Yes, definitely. And also, Medellin is a different part in the world compared to Lisbon. Some things are easier to do, some things are trickier to do. But from like we are like a Timor, Brazil, Fabian, Cryptocito, and me. And the only person who have visited Medellin before Cosmoverse was Cryptocito. So we did not really know what to expect there. And this is why I took Cosmoverse 2021, because I was traveling from Frankfurt to Medellin to on my own to check everything out and like to figure out if Medellin is actually a suitable city for Cosmoverse. And yeah, what we could say is that Medellin is indeed a beautiful city and that it was like an amazing event there. But yeah, we needed at least a year in advance to plan it, something like this. Like I think we needed like 8 months or so, or 9 months to ship Cosmoverse. Reason why was also because I mean, it does not stop by like just finding a venue, a conference venue, and then bring all the people there. We needed to connect to the local crypto community. This took a lot of time. We needed to basically bring the awareness to the local community that we're doing an event here. We needed to find a hotel. Again, it was my first time in Medellin. I did not know how the city is structured, where the good places are and stuff. We also needed to take care of like the tax situation, like how can we issue invoices to sponsors? How can we charge money for tickets? How is this being done? So we really have to like we really needed to go down like the whole rabbit hole. But yeah, it was pretty cool in the end, and we also learned new stuff along the way. We also were like back then. I mean, like for example, Brazil. I just knew him for like a couple of months, and all of a sudden we were like throwing like this conference in Medellin. So we also like were able to get to know each other even better, and we developed new processes. So this year was also because it was bigger, but also because it was like in a completely different part of the world. There were like some challenges that we did not have in Lisbon. So this was these two things would be like what I would point out here.
Got it, man. Understood. It seems you had a lot of work to do for that, and you already mentioned that you team up with Cryptocito, Basil, good names in the ecosystem and good people as well. I'm happy that I was able to meet them. Can you tell me, it was only you four, or how much was the team in total to assemble this event?
Yeah, so we are the core team. Like Brazil is doing most of the operative things, most of the branding things. Um, Cryptocito is doing most of the strategic things and the agenda. I'm doing a lot of media stuff and marketing stuff, while Fabian is responsible for the finances. And then we hired some freelancers, mostly here and there. For example, people helping us to coordinate the Telegram group, but also we worked with an agency who set up the whole logistics at the event. So the agency took care of that the stage is standing, that the booths are there, and so on and so forth. And Basil was like coordinating these people. Yeah, but then we also worked with another agency for all the journalists. So we sourced a lot of things out, but we were still exposed to them. So we needed to coordinate everything with them. So, for example, you've been there. It was like a massive venue, and the venue needed to basically get decorated, and we needed like 3 days with 150 people just to make the decoration for Cosmoverse, with the tent outside, with the booths, with the stage, and so on and so forth. So there were a lot of helping hands. But to break it down, I would say uh, the core team did it, and then a couple of other freelancers here and there, and then we got some help from outstanding agencies.
And let me tell you, it was really good. I mean, the organization was great. In my opinion, the logistic was good as well. We had food for the 3 days. I remember the day before the event, we have the registration at the hotel, so we can get like the bag and also the agenda and the notepad. I like those goodies. I believe you gave a lot of souvenirs on the event. Lots of good stuff. I mean, for the price of the ticket, I guess the attendants receive way more than the price of the ticket. Uh, Myself, I bought it, for example, in the early bird, and it was $39. And all the things that we have at the event, and also the things that were for free, uh, it, that price exceeded way beyond $39, in my opinion. So good job in that. Uh, Yuri, can you expand a little on? Oh well, I will ask you this one later. That one is fire. But for now, talking about the logistic and the event and stuff, I remember that the event was during the day, and around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., the event was over. But most of the time, there was a meetup after the event. So you would go to this meetup. Maybe you register, maybe you did not. And as soon as you go to the place, they would recognize you, and they were like, "Oh, you are from the event, the Cosmoverse? Yeah, come in." And also, you had a welcome drink, which was a nice touch, in my opinion. Uh, tell me the experience on approaching these businesses, explaining the event, and why you wanted to do meetups in those places in Medellin.
Yeah, so what you have to know is that these meetups were all held independently by other projects, and we helped them to find, for example, venues or connected them with the right people. So they planned it on their own. So this is how we developed kind of a network effect, because more and more projects wanted to do meetups with welcome drinks, and so on and so forth. So we basically um, push them into the right direction. So we said, do it here in Poblado, do it where all the others are. This is the vibe of Medellin. Keep in mind, people love reggaeton here, and so on and so forth. So tiny things that right direction, and from there the projects did it like amazingly. So we had so many cool meetups during the week. We were like so happy with everything, and again, it literally worked on its own. So we just gave some general advice, and the projects did amazingly well.
Oh man, it was great. Just it wasn't in September, but you know how time works in crypto. It seems that it was like maybe 6 months ago, but I can remember the good times we had there. And the meetups were great. The networking was great. I was able to meet lots of people too. And yeah, can you maybe go over some of the benefits that these events can bring to the ecosystem?
Sure. I mean, what I've said in the beginning, for example, Frens was born at Cosmoverse, and you are wearing the Quicksilver hat. As far as I understood it right, also Quicksilver was born at Cosmoverse 2021. Same thing with other projects. So, for example, some people were super happy about the Crescent airdrop. Also, Crescent was like in this form was born at Cosmoverse. That was the idea for it. But at Cosmoverse 2021, the people came together for the very first time after COVID and exchanged ideas in a very different way. So it's something different if you have to schedule 5 or 10 Zoom calls, or if you can just go to the people you want to talk to, bring everyone together and grab a beer, chat a little bit, in a more inconvenient way, without having like time pressure. Hey, I have to jump off. I have to go to the next call or so. It's a different way of networking primarily. Secondly, many people, as you mentioned. So for example, at Web Summit, you pay like 800, $900 for like a ticket, to the conference. Also, Solana Breakpoint was pretty expensive. Um, and then it's like very hard to onboard new people to this certain ecosystem, because people ask themselves, hey, why should I pay 800, $900 for a ticket and I do not even know the ecosystem um, that is like holding this conference. So at Cosmoverse, we said, hey, here $39, and if you tell people, hey, you get free food, free drinks, free everything, free keynotes, you can talk to the thought leaders of our space for $39 only for 3 entire days, then a lot of people will say, okay, let's give it a shot. and then you get new users obviously to the ecosystem, because yeah, after the conference they go to meetups, they meet new people, and then all of a sudden a new community grows, as we see it nowadays with you guys in Punta Cana and in the Dominican Republic. More and more people are like just randomly bumping in, and this is what Cosmoverse brings here. It brings new community members, but it also kickstart new ideas, new projects, and we will see some of the butterfly effects from Cosmoverse 2022, I guess, in a couple of months. And yeah, I think the Cosmoverse will also look very, very different when we kick it off in September 2023.
Oh man, I'm eager to know all the details about it. Is there maybe any surprise or any alpha you could share? It can be little about Cosmoverse 2023.
Yeah, let's put it like this: it will be on a different continent, so it won't be in South America. It will be more east, to onboard new members, and it will be like a very different culture. And yeah, this is what I can say:
All
very, very
right,
different culture and a very different continent.
it's all right. That's more than enough, there, sir. Thank you. Oh well. Oh boy, I'm excited. Really cool, man. And thank you for sharing those benefits. I do agree with you on the things that these kind of events bring to the ecosystem as a whole, and being able to connect with other people and share ideas and see where we go from here. It's great, in my opinion. I'm very happy that we have that here in this ecosystem. And so you already explained some of the reasons why you select another country for this event. You already tell me that you reach out to the local community, and so walk me through a little on that process. How you approach the local community? I mean, how do you know where to start? Is it usually someone that refers you to a friend that knows a friend, or how you do that that initial process?
Yeah, this will be like as Colombian as it can get. So I've met Juan from Nacion Crypto at Cosmoverse 21, and also at Liscon during the blockchain weeks in Lisbon 2021. And then we chatted a little bit, and he said, "Yeah, I'm from Medellin," and I said, "Yeah, we want to bring Cosmoverse next year to Medellin," and he was super excited. And then he said, "Yeah, sadly, I can't. I won't be in town when you will do your first research in Medellin, but I refer you to a friend." And yeah, it was like a friend, and we just went out and drank some aguardiente, and then
And the
this
rest
is
is
how it started.
history.
It basically started, yeah, exactly, yeah. So from there we met new people and had more aguardiente, and then yeah, this is actually, that's like the most honest answer I can give you. It really, aguardiente had a huge impact on Cosmoverse 2022, a crucial one.
Wow. So you would say aguardiente was one of the main ingredients to make Cosmoverse a success. You would say that, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, that's a spicy take, but long story short, we met. He introduced me to more people and to more people and to more people, and then we went to Medellin for a second time, and then I already had like an existing network, and while we were like not in Medellin, these new people helped us meeting new people, and then also Mike was there. He reactivated some of his old contacts, and then all of a sudden our network got bigger, bigger and bigger, and it was like an exponential effect, so to say. But to break it down, like it was like not that we had like meetings in the beginning there. We just met people, and also Mike, like Optosito, knew most of the people because he was hanging out with a lot of them. So this network is like a very I wouldn't call it like network. It's like yeah, a community. It's like a lot of friends that we now have in BDG because of it. And yeah, maybe everything started slightly because of Aquadiente.
All right, that makes sense. Thanks for that, Yuri. Now let's get a little deeper on the experience on doing this event. I mean, from my views as an outsider, I mean, I'm happy that I was able to participate, go there, represent the staking, right? But I was just an attendant, right? You are the people that made this happen. So could you share some of the challenges that you face during the event, some of the roadblocks that you got on the way? Because I'm pretty sure that not everything was aguardiente and many laughed, right? You had your hard times. What's up?
Yeah, yeah, especially because of the Terra drama. So when we started playing the conference, we were like in a crazy bull run where we have to zoom out. I mean, this was when ETH was at an all-time high. When I was in Medellin for the very first time, people were trading ETH rocks for ten thousands of dollars. So it was crazy, crazy bull run in retrospect. Then the market slowed down a little bit, but still it was pretty decent. But like the Terra drama really dragged us into like a bear market. This meant for us that all of a sudden a lot of cosmonauts, like from the broader community, were not able to come to Medellin because they said, "Hey, I can't afford a flight ticket anymore and like go on a vacation, so to say, in South America. I can't afford this at the moment." Then all of a sudden, some sponsors were not able to sponsor the conference anymore, so we had to find new ones. Um, the sponsorship packages became smaller and stuff like this. So yeah, this was like a huge challenge. And then all of a sudden, we also had some money in UST. So a lot of money that we had disappeared all of a sudden. So this was a real pain in the ass, so to say. Like this was like a pretty intense time. And then yeah, we also it was also like a huge process to find to pick the right date, because we actually want to do it in August because in September the raining season starts in South America. And yeah, but then most people said, hey, we also want to go to DevCon, so we would be cool if you could connect it. So there were like some of these challenges, but then at a certain point we reached the top of the hill, and then we just shipped it. But yeah, this was like the initial pain points.
What a crazy ride, man. I just can't imagine like you arguing and debating about the stuff. Like, did you do this? Did you do that? And maybe the thoughts that, man, what if we fail? What if we don't make it on time? But you still compose yourself and manage to make the event happen, which is what matters the most at the end. And how did you feel at the end of the event? I remember the last day there were many conversations. I believe there was an IBC panel, the prizes, the community prizes, which I loved, and you also stand up in the stage. You, Cryptocito, Basil. I don't remember the name of the other guy, but I remember there were four of you. How were you
Oh, yeah.
feeling during those seconds on the stage and the last day of the event at the closing time? What's up?
So I was in the first second I was very relieved because of course these days were super stressful. And then we basically shipped the product. So for us as conference organizers, not the moment where the conference kicks off, it's the moment where the product is shipped. It's shipped when the after party is actually over, because then the work is like done. And so there was like a lot of relief. I was like very happy in this moment, super happy, because all of the stress we had, like the pain points I mentioned earlier, they just were gone from one second to another. But I was also like super sad because like Medellin really has a very special place in my heart. And then I met the one friend that Nothing Crypto introduced me to. And I was like, yeah, somewhat a journey comes to an end here as well. So all of a sudden I also became a little bit sad. And I just hugged him, and then we needed to drink an aguardiente immediately. It was like, yeah, it was also sad a little bit, because Medellin is I didn't have this feeling with Lisbon because I live in Lisbon, but Medellin was really like a city where the city has a very very special place in my heart. And yeah, I was thinking like, yeah, wow, this huge project just came to an end now. So yes, I was also sad, but I think also Michael was a little bit sad as well, Fabian. But of course, there was also a lot of relief, and then we went to our after party and yeah, celebrated. But yeah,
Oh man, I know exactly what you're talking about. When you're during the event, you don't want it to end. But for me, in the last day, I was feeling the same. I mean, I was happy for all the time we spent together and all the connections, the knowledge, the entertainment, the food, right? But at the same time, I was sad because I knew my time was ending in Medellin. It was a beautiful place, man. I mean, the place was beautiful. The venue was great. The weather also was great for me. You guys really nailed it. You hit it out of the park, if you ask me. But really cool.
thank you.
Thanks for sharing. Actually, so you told me already the challenges that you overcome. You told me how you felt by the end of the event. That's great, bro. And I believe we also cover uh, a very decent amount of the event and how was it, right? Now, and feel free to expand how long you want here based on your in this experience. What would you suggest to people that want to start doing events? Maybe not as big as Cosmoverse or maybe bigger, but also smaller events in their local communities. What would you advise to those people?
Yeah, I think the keyword is also to start small because also it just looks like it like that we started, hey, we're doing Cosmoverse 2021, and it looks like as it was planned like a big event from the beginning, but this was not the case. We planned it as a small meetup actually, and then it became bigger. So we were able to profit from a certain network effect, and this is what I would definitely recommend: is like start small but super effective. Know what the mission is. For example, our mission in Lisbon was we want to bring Cosmoverse. We want to bring everyone from the Cosmo ecosystem together, as many people as possible, during the time when a lot of people are in Lisbon anyway, and we want to spread the word about Cosmos. This was like a clear mission, and we said, let's focus on this, and let's focus on like a very small event. And then it became bigger because the support came and the excitement from the community came, and network effect got developed. So this is what my big advice is: like, um, look for help. Like, maybe like a couple of friends want to help co-organizing these kinds of event. And yeah, most of the times, some of your friends can do a lot of things better than you. So, for example, I also learned a lot from Michael. I learned a lot of things from Fabian and Basil. So this would be like my biggest advice: get together with friends, come up with like a cool and clear idea, and who knows, maybe this event becomes bigger and bigger and bigger, and maybe the demand will be so high that you have to expand, so to say, to a second day or whatever. But start small, because if you start super big from the very beginning, you will see so many challenges that you can't foresee in the beginning because you don't have the experience for it, and then it just becomes like stressful and nice job. And if you lose the joy about organizing something like this, then yeah, it's also not very effective. So this is what I would definitely recommend: get your friends together, plan something cool, and
Well, that makes sense. Totally. Thanks for sharing, Jury, and very accurate. Let me say. Uh, Personally, I'm not planning to do events, but some people here in DR will come up with the Atom meetup. Sadly, I wasn't able to meet you in person again at Punta Cana. I was really far from it, but still, I was happy that the Dominican community was able to get to meet with you and plan on how we're gonna promote the Atom to the Dominican Republic people. So so yeah, thank you again for that visit, and thank you for sharing this knowledge. Sadly, we couldn't have more people from the team to share their perspective, but I like your side already. So thanks for that. I don't know, Yuri, if there's anything else you would like to touch on and I haven't really asked you.
Not that there's nothing mindful yet, but because you mentioned the example in the Dominican Republic, that's exactly how big events are being born. So you mentioned it was like very straightforward. It was like, let's rent a bar, let's bring some cosmonauts from DR together, and let's have a beer and talk a little bit about crypto stuff. Who knows where this will end if we do these events regularly? There are a lot of people living in DR. I believe you can easily get 200-300 people from the Cosmos ecosystem together in DR, and it's not a very long flight from Medellin, from Bogota, and from other parts in Latin America. And all of a sudden, such a small meetup can become super super big. So this is like just to showcase what's possible, and long story short, bullish on DR.
Thanks, man. Appreciate your comments. Hope to have you back soon, or maybe back to Medellin. Sorry that I'm bringing up the Medellin again.
Yeah.
It was just such a great time. I'm telling you, and this is the same I told all the taxi drivers there, that, sir, this is my first time visiting here, but I'm pretty sure it won't be the last time. But yeah, hope you'll be back in DR soon.
Yeah, I've been to Medellin. Yeah, I've been also Medellin like 5 times within the last 9 months. Very addictive. You always come back to Medellin.
Totally, man, totally. And well, now to shuffle the topic a little, how are you guys feeling about the current state of the market and the Cosmo ecosystem overall?
I think the FTX drama was pretty severe from a certain perspective, and this perspective is that we will find it like hard in the next couple of months and years to talk to regulators, because a lot of regulators just got super scared of this FTX drama. Sam Bankman-Fried, for example, looked like um, this is a perfect figure that regulators want to connect the crypto industry to, like a guy who begs literally for regulation, who wants the space to be regulated. And behind closed doors, a lot of drama happened, and behind closed doors, he committed like obvious fraud. So I think our industry will need a lot of time to recover from this. I think we will all find it harder to generally talk to regulators to find certain dots where we can all connect and agree on. So yeah, I think yeah, and also I didn't lose money with on FTX or so, but it was like you saw people that are maybe like also new to crypto losing like a couple of thousands, or like even way more, or even if it's less, a lot of people just lost money. We're talking about billions of dollars that just disappeared. And this was like a brutal event. So I think the depression was already existent. Like imagine you already lost money from the UST and from the Luna drama. Then the next thing is you hold some money on Nomad, and then also this money was gone. And then you say, okay, let's go let's take a safe bet and just deposit it on FTX. Everything is super regulated there, and then all of a sudden also FTX collapses. So I think this was like mentally for a lot of people like super super hard. And yeah, from a regulatory perspective, it might get much trickier for us for this industry. But because a lot of fraud also gets wiped out now, we also see like other institutions that were super exposed to FTX, such as BlockFi, for example, collapsing now, and the true builders, I believe, will survive. So uh, we will see like now a huge wave, basically, that wipes out everything what is not sustainable. So I mentioned this one example in the beginning of the interview when I've arrived in Medellin, and we were like in a crazy bull run, and people paid like a couple of $10,000s for a stone. Look, this was like not sustainable in my, and I think now we have time in the bear market to to explore new things, to build new things. So yeah, actually I'm looking over to this bear market, and Cosmos is an ecosystem that has survived a couple of bear markets already, and I'm sure it will do so too this time. And I think if we look back in 3-4 years from now, we will realize how many cool projects have been launched and built during 2022, 2023, and yeah, how long the bear market takes.
Yeah, let's see. And I agree with you, and I'm pretty sure that the Cosmos ecosystem will manage to come up alive as it has done it before, like you said. And also, this is another chance for the community to get more close together and then start to work in the things that matter, getting ready for the next run, which is gonna come inevitably. That's why it's called a cycle, right? We might be down now, but we will be up later. So, Yuri, I don't have nothing more to add, man. Just thank you for this time you had with me. I learned a lot about you and how you handle yourself, and also this experience creating events. I just hope that the people that listen to this find it valuable and looking to looking to work more with you in the future. All right.
Thank you, man. And also thanks for the opportunity to speak here. And yeah, thank you also for flying all the way to Medellin. Hope to see you at Cosmos 2023 as well.
You got it. You got it. And with that being said, all right. Okay, I need to edit that. All right. Okay, this is the right screen. And with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow Stakin on Twitter at Stakin Official, and also join our Telegram and Discord. Until next time, cosmonauts. And we're done. Let me end